Hello, 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 and welcome. So here we are. Here we are, entering the work, entering the medicine wheel, entering the work of Butterfly Bootcamp. So I am so happy to invite you into this container, and I wanted to walk you through what this first module is going to be like. And this first module is about preparing ourselves for the work, learning how to establish sacred space, and entering the south of the medicine wheel. And so I'm going to kind of just give you an overview of this module, just so you have an idea what to look for, and hopefully that will get you excited to dig in. So what I've done is I have crafted this container to develop in stages or phases. These modules are meant to really place you in this kind of stage for your soul's evolution, to really intentionally call that in. And so each stage, each phase is going to be, it's essentially a 21-day period of, sort of focused energy, and then a 1 week rest. And then the next phase is another 21-day period of sort of focused energy, and then a 1 week rest. And even on our weeks that we have rest, we're still going to have open office hours. And it just so happens that these coincide with the first Friday of the month, which is when I offer dream salons in my open office hours. So that is how the overall structure is going to be. In this first module, you'll be learning about the chakra system, including the 8th chakra, what the shamans of the Andes call the Wiracocha. And you'll learn how to open that and extend it over yourself, extend it over another person, or over a group of people or a community. You'll learn how to make your own sacred spirit water, or agua florida, as we call it at the Four Winds Society. You'll learn how to open sacred space so that you can conduct your own ceremonies. You'll learn how to choose your medicine stones, your kuyas, or, as we like to say, how they choose to work with you. You'll learn a variety of breathing practices. You'll learn how to rebalance your chakras. You'll learn how to track another person's energy field and your own energy field once you get used to doing it for someone else, for information from spirit to use during a healing session. You'll learn how to conduct a basic fire ceremony. You'll learn the nutritional foundations of shamanic work, because we do have to make sure that our bodies, as the instrument with which we receive divine wisdom, we have to make sure that they are as clean as possible. You'll learn how to conduct a sacred sand painting for the purposes of gaining intuitive guidance. And you will learn how to identify where and how you have inherited your own unique lineages of knowledges and wisdom. So I want to also talk a little bit about the books that you're going to want to probably try to get right away, and how to approach reading each book or using each book. The first two that I highly recommend you start with are Shaman Healer Sage by Alberto Violdo and Awakening Your Inner Shaman by Marcela Lobos. These are the two directors of the Four Winds Society. And both of these books are really inspiring reads. They're both written in a very accessible style that's enjoyable to read. And hopefully, with both of these, you will be inspired to begin the quest to find what your own unique shamanic artistry is. So start with those. The other thing, as part of this course, I'm going to be gifting you the PDF version of my workbook. If you're like me and you like having a hard copy of it, you can get it on Amazon, because Creative Grieving is one of the other courses that I develop. And even if you're not taking that course, and even if you haven't taken that course, the most important thing that we learn as we enter the medicine wheel in the South is how to release the past, how to shed our past the way the serpent sheds our skin. And in my experience, doing that through creative expression can be really powerful. And so if you want to just grab this and have it on hand, and just as you're working through what you're shedding, decide for yourself how you're going to grieve for that version of yourself that you're letting go. This book here, this is one that I actually still have not even finished reading it. I'm about halfway through. This one I want you to just have on hand as a guide that you can occasionally look to when you're ready to do a really deep dive into this work, because what he talks about in his journey of soul initiation is really what I talk about when I'm talking about the cocoon that you're going to be going into in, I think, the third module of the program. So this is a book that will help you prepare to go into that cocoon so that you can have the most nourishing, beautiful, transformational experience possible, while still feeling grounded and not lost in the chaos. Because sometimes when we go into the cocoon, it can feel like being a chaotic pile of goo in the middle of destruction. That's not actually what's happening. So this is a good book to have on hand. You can start reading it, read it as slowly or as quickly as you feel called to, but you're going to just sort of want to have it on hand. This book here is the book that Alberto Villoldo wrote about his protocol for grow new body. So essentially it's healing and repairing your physical body, not just for shamanic work, but even just to have a longer health span. He talks about that. Instead of talking about your lifespan, let's talk about your health span. Because that's one thing to be alive for, however many years, but to be alive and healthy and vibrant. We'll talk a little bit about how there are some drawbacks to this, and it is not necessarily appropriate for every single person. And so my fellow shaman, Lisa Lansing, is a functional diagnostic nutritionist who is going to give us some deeper insights. But this is a really excellent foundation, and he has a new cookbook out that I'm very excited to get. So that's to the nutritional foundations of shamanic work. And then the last book is one that we're going to be using throughout the entire course. This is and actually all of the exercises in here I have recorded as guided meditations for you. So as you're looking through this book, and we're going to kind of go through, I think in their module, they use the 6-week, I think, module for 6 weeks of tapping in. So we're going to use one module per our module, a Butterfly Bootcamp. And essentially it's a way of, sometimes when you're journaling, words are not really the most appropriate mode of expression for what is coming through. Painting and drawing can be a really powerful and very direct way to tap your unconscious, your subconscious, the collective conscious, your ancestors, your spirit guides, to help you understand yourself on a deeper level. And so this is, again, it's one to have on hand. We're going to be using it a little bit over the course of the entire program. So, my dear, that is the overview for Module 1. I can't wait to support you on your own unique journey of transformation, my beautiful butterfly. Cheers.